Okay, so this week we'll be talking about web development in general, and that's what we'll be doing this week and the coming week. And so we'll just touch on a couple of things. So first, I'm just going into my Gmail account. Okay, so I have opened my Gmail account, but before we talk about the web development, I would like to talk about, just to mention a bit, because we'll be talking more on the same in the coming weeks. So I'll mention about email marketing. We talked about the same, I think, a couple of weeks ago. So we have email marketing, and then we have a couple of tools that people use for email marketing. You can see from Wikipedia, it says email marketing is the act of sending a commercial message, typically to a group of people using email. So we have different platforms or different tools that you can use for email marketing. So I don't want to go into details, but here is an example. This is MailChimp. And then you have so many others. You have MailerLite and all that. So I think sometimes you receive this kind of email like this. And when you open it, like you can see, so this one has done with Klaviyo. I think we mentioned about Klaviyo a couple of weeks ago. And you can see this email marketing. But if you check the way she has arranged her email, it's quite good. You can see there's something to click and everything. And then she has written here her email. You can see it's quite detailed. And then some of the stuff that she sells down here. So this, I used to do like email marketing for this lady, as well as social media management. So you can see this why design is important, like to know about design and to know about the principles of design as well. So it's quite a broad thing when it comes to design. So it isn't just about graphic design. It isn't just about email design, or it isn't just about web design. So there's a lot you need to know more about how to structure, how to display certain things to be more pleasing to the eye. Like when you see her email, it's quite pleasing, and you can see she has placed her website here at the top, and then the stuff that she's selling, and then there's something to click on. So this called CTA, or call to action. So it's also applicable on the website. So I just wanted to mention that one a bit about email marketing, and there's always an option to unsubscribe. So you can see for her, she's using Klaviyo. It's here, Klaviyo. Okay, so I'll go to what we're going to talk about today. So web development. So I'm going to open slides. So today I haven't used Canva. So I chose to use Google Slides just to come up with the content for today. So this one we'll be talking about different steps of web design, and then we'll be checking more of them into details. So the first step is goal identification. Okay, like you identify the goal for the website or the purpose for the website. So this is the first stage. This is where you meet with the client, and then they tell you what their website's goal is. So why are they coming up with the website? So what's the goal? So at the end, I'll give you guys assignment, which is to come up with a portfolio website. So goal identification, there are different things that a website can do. So a website, there are some that you just need to register. There are some you need to buy items online. There are some that are just displaying maybe information and all that. So I have here a website. Let me see. Have I opened it? Yeah. So I have here a website. You can see. So they have here some call to action. So you can reach out to them here. You can maybe get some of the stuff that they offer here. You can see. So you need to identify what is the main purpose of that website. If it is just to pass information, then you don't need to maybe come up with products and all that. So that's the first thing to do, to identify the purpose of the website or the call. And then the next thing is the scope of the website, or the scope definition. So scope, it includes like how many pages are they going to be there, the type of content that is going to be there. All those you need to factor them in at this stage of scope definition. So like you need to know different things like the structure, all those kind of information, you need them. And then once you have identified the goal, once you know the scope, the next thing is to come up with sitemap and wireframes. So sitemaps, they are simply diagrams. So I'm just going to show some images here of sitemaps. Let me just write website sitemap so that I'll show just the images. So you can see. So this one is more of like how many pages are you going to have for your given website. That's too small. Let's see. Yeah. So you can see this one is huge. We can see. So this is an example of a sitemap. So you have like the home page. How are each pages linking with each other? So you have like some of the content you have is the portfolio, and then the portfolio is on its own. You can see when you go to services, under services you have design, then under design you have print, and then you have web design, graphic design, then you have about, you have blog, you have testimonials, then you have contractors. So this is an example for a sitemap. So this is how you draw it. So there are many tools that you can use to do sitemap. You can use even Canva for that. So even if you just search tools for sitemap creation, free. So it will give you several of them. Some are online, some, like you can see, there's this one, it's called XML sitemaps. So you can create here, but this one is different. This one is more of, I'll talk more about this when we'll be doing SEO. Yeah, so you have your free visual AI sitemap generator, you have that. You have Glue Maps visual tool. So there are so many. You have this is the common one that most people use, Lucidchart. It is the most common. So you can come here if you need, it needs signing up, you can sign up, and then you can start working on the sitemap. So you can see here, even they have already given you like an example. So you just come in. So when you are under the scope definition, you identified like how many pages that website needs. And so now when you go to the sitemap, you know like which pages you're going to include, and then you can change color, you can change all this. So you can see like this is an example that has already been given. But if we just come here, we can create our own. You can see we can give maybe this a background color. Let's say we do this. You can see, and then we can go to text. We can give maybe white to this text. So let's say maybe our website, the other page, let's say this is called the home page, and then we have about us page, then we have services, then we have, let's say, portfolio. So this is just a sitemap. You can see, you can still come and you can add. You can add here. You see, you just click and you add. So we can do this is contact page. And then maybe portfolio. We can add something below for portfolio. Let's say a portfolio. We can do under portfolio, we can say maybe testimonials. And then still, we can add here projects like that. Then under services, we can come here. We can add, let's say, web design, graphic design. We can add social media management, and then there can be more just going down. Okay, and then about us, we can do something like, we can have, so this will just be like, you have a page. Let me see if I can get a good example of this. Yeah, this, you can see this. So it has services, and then under services, you have like digital marketing, HR services, lead generation, custom solutions, software development, white label, fulfillment. So these drop downs here is exactly what we have done here, like the way you see. So if we don't need, you can see there's this thing, you just remove. Any that you don't need, if you click, you can just remove. So we'll have, so our website will have something like this. So like here, so we have home. So we have home here, and then you have these other pages here. These are the other pages. So they are linking up. These are the other pages. And then you can see under some pages, like our services, you can see they have other pages below our services. So this is called drop down menu. So you have others that are coming up. So this exactly like what we have here. Okay, so this is just an example of a sitemap, and it is part of the web development. So once you have the sitemap, so you can color all this if you want. You can make it easier. You just come, then you copy this background. You can actually even change the font. You can see, you can change font size. You can write here some notes if you want. You see, so you can just copy this to make it easier for you. You come here, you go to background, you highlight, you put there like that. Then you can do the same for the text color. For me, I already know the code of head is FFF, that's for white. If I want, I can make this font to be bold. You can see, you can make it to be italic. You can see. So there are a variety of options to style it. So once you're done, some of these sites, they will allow you to download. So you can download it and then share it maybe with your client and all that. So you can see for me, they're giving me a link. This link, it's available for 14 days. After 14 days, it expires. So after 14 days, I won't be able to access this. However, if it can't allow you to download, the other ways to get it. Let me see. Okay, so one of the easiest ways to go here. You have this. So if you're on your laptop, you can just type snipping tool like that, and then you just come to new snip like that, and you can get this, and then you can save it wherever you want to save it. So you can ensure it is uniform. So I haven't changed the colors of the rest because of time. So that's a bit about sitemaps. You can use this Lucid. This is the common one that most people use. You can see they give you here free tutorial on what each means. So they have different components, and each it stands for something. And then the other is wireframe. So wireframe is a little bit different from sitemaps. So I also just search here website wireframe. So you'll see how wireframe looks like. So wireframes, they are more like the skeleton view of the website. So you can even do a sketch. You can do a website sketch. That's still part of wireframe. So this one, you just do it on your piece of paper. So you get a piece of paper, and then you like draw how you want your website to look like. So you can see these are just some of the sketches someone has drawn on their piece of paper. So like this one, let me see if we can get huge. That's not huge. None of them is big. Yeah, none of them is big. But you just draw like on a piece of paper, like how you want the website to look like. So you need to know like what component represents. Like when you see this is a video here. So this is how this person wants the website to look like. So they have some content, everything, images, everything there. So that's an example of a sketch. Or you can use online tools. So you can use some of the online tools, and you can come up with wireframes. Like we have InVision. InVision is one of the ways you can come up with wireframes. So this is an example of a wireframe, and you can see they are different. Like you have 1, 2, 3, 4, and they each look differently. So you can realize this person has made wireframes for different devices. So you have a laptop. I'm just going to this website here. So you can see this how this website looks like. This is on a desktop. So if I right click and then I go here to inspect element like that, you can see it changes. So here at the top, I can see how it will look like on different devices. So when you make a website, it should not be like this. Like you can see this one, you're scrolling. So this means it is not responsive. So we have something called responsive website, you can see. So responsive means when you view on different devices, you don't have like to be here like you are scrolling like this. So it is designed to sort into different devices. So I can come here, you can see if I check here responsive, it should not be doing like this. So let me see if I can get here this website. You can see we have here a website. So I'm also going to just click on it, then go to inspect element like that. So you can see this one, you see, is not scrolling, but it has fit well into different devices. So this one is responsive. You can even see at desktop, you can see this menu, they are all visible. But the moment I go into different devices like that, you can see the menu changes. Now I have this kind of menu here. So I can even come here and try how people using different devices are going to see it. So someone using maybe iPhone 12 Pro, how will they see it? You can see someone using maybe Samsung Galaxy A51. So all these, they are simulators. You can see how different the same website will look on different, maybe different devices. So this is an example of a website I did for an organization. You can also see if it is responsive. You can see it is also responsive. You can see the menu has changed and all that. So this is an example of a wireframe, and this person has done for different components or different tools or different devices. So I think this for desktop, and then this for still also large device. And then you have this for maybe small devices. So this is an example of a wireframe. So you can do the same. So the wireframe is more, it kind of looks like the website. So if you use tools like wireframe, let me see. So if you use some of the tools, like even this Lucid, you can also use Canva for the same. Figma, Webflow, there are so many. So you can see here, they have shown you an example. This is an example of a wireframe here. Okay, so that's just one of the tools. Is called Mockflow. There's the other one, Lucid Chat, and you can just click on make wireframe to get started. This one you also need to sign up. You can see they have shown you here an example. This is an example of a wireframe. So you can see this how the website will look like on large device like a laptop, a television. This is how it will look like. And then this is how it will look like on a small device like a phone. You can see the same here. This also still a wireframe. So you can, that's still part of the process of web design, or the steps of a web design. So you can see we are here. I've clicked on make wireframe, and then I can start with free. So you can see they have free. I really don't need to enter my card information. And then they have provided me 3 editable documents, 60 shapes, 100 templates, basic activities, and all those. So if you want to use, you just click on start free. Okay, but we won't be going into that today. Yeah, so that is the next part of the step of web design. And then now you have content creation. So you need content for your website. Like you can see on this website, they have this is content here. All this is content. But when you're coming up with content, you have to ensure that it's not just content for the sake of content. It has to be something that, one, it has quality. Like when people they interact with your content, can they learn something? Can it add value to them? So you just don't have like content for the sake of creating content and all that. So it needs to add value to them. So like you can have maybe homepage. You remember we have already done, we have the sitemap, and the sitemap we know how many pages we already have. And part of wireframe, sometimes if you're doing it online, you can actually add your content in there. So since you already have sitemap, you know the pages you need. So now you can actually come up with content. So it has to be content that actually someone can learn something. It kind of has like value to them. So when you're coming up with content, before you do, there's something called keyword. So when people go on the internet, let's say you want to buy something. So I can type shoes for men. You can see. So I can see they are here, they are selling them. So if I go to maybe Jumia, so you can see I've come here, I've just searched shoes for men. But now you can see we have some content at the top here. So all these, they are advertisements. The ones at the top, the advertisements, they are being advertised. So we'll also discuss that at some point. So you can see actually here they have written sponsored. But when you scroll down, you can see you have Jumia here. You have this one is called Pablo. You have this one is called City Walk. You have Amazon. You have Shopzetu. So just by typing shoes for men, you can see I'm able to access all this. And I can actually access even just other sites that really don't sell even shoes. They just talk about men's shoes and all that. Okay. So this one is called keyword. So now you know the goal of a website. You know the scope of the website. You have your wireframes and all that. Now you are coming up with the content. So there are some, if you just write keyword planner or keyword research tools, it will bring you so many. You can see there's SEMrush, there's Moz, there's Google Search Console, there's Ahrefs, there's Google Trends. So Google Trends actually gives you like, what are people searching more in a given week? So like right now, if we go to Google Trends, so we can see trending searches, like what are people searching, and then you can see right now this is what people are searching more. Like 10K plus searches are about Liverpool versus Everton, which is a football game that is ongoing right now. You can see people are searching this. You can see it's the weekend, so people are searching more about this. So you can realize if you're doing maybe a website that is to sell something, you can't really focus on this. But you can also just go, you can do explore, and you can add your own search term. You can select where are you specifically, maybe you want to see what are people searching more about. You can specify the country. So you can see here, when I clicked explore more, it has given me option to add a search term that I want. And you can see here, these are some of the topics that people are actually searching. You can see search queries, they are also here about ChatGPT and all that. So whichever website you're coming up with, maybe you really don't know what content to come up with. So you're just generating the keywords for your website. So let's say you're just a virtual assistant. You can just write virtual assistant like that. And then you can add it like that. And you can do worldwide. So you can see how many people are actually doing those searches. Like you can see when you check here, these are the number of people that searched virtual assistant. And then you can see by region, you can see Philippines is the highest. And then you have Kenya comes second. And then you have Jamaica, you have Nigeria, you have St. Helena. They are searching for that key term, virtual assistant. So if I change, let's say I do web design. You can see, so this kind of the average, and then you can see the countries that are doing more searches on that. So you can even go down to specific city or region and all that. You can see which city people are actually searching more about web design. You can see. And then you can see when people are searching about Figma, they're searching about this. So you can see. So once you have come up with the keywords or key phrases, so I'm just going to use this one, Uber suggest. I'm going to use this one. It also generates keywords. So I can put here a word, let's say okay. So virtual assistant, that's the keyword. You can see overview here. You can see search volume is 40,500. And then you can see SEO difficulties at 73. So it's quite competitive. Then you can see paid means for those which are running like advertisement and all that. So it's at 51. And then cost per click, you can see is very high, it's $12. So if you are running an advert, this should be your aim at $12. So it's very high. But its search volume is also very high. Many people are searching for virtual assistant. And then you can come here. They are broken down per month and all that. You can come here, you can see some of the key terms as well. Like you can see, virtual assistant, American Express, virtual assistant part-time, virtual assistant remote jobs, virtual assistant hiring, virtual assistant how to become. So you can see, and also here they have given you search difficulty, page difficulty, cost per click, and then volumes. So they have given you that, and then you can come here, you see content ideas. So now you're coming up with content. So you have here content ideas. So like how to become a virtual assistant with no experience. You can see it was shared 368 times on Facebook, 4,870 on Pinterest, and then 0 times here. So you can see you can actually click into this. You can click into these links and you can read more. And that's how you can generate your content based on a specific term that you're searching. So you already know this what you're looking for. Now you are coming up with content. So this is just some of the way you can come up with your content. Some of the clients, they already have their own content. And then next is visual elements. Visual elements are like images and all that. So you have like images. So last time I mentioned, you can use like pixels.com. So you can search your images here and then you can use them. So these are usually people who have taken like, they do photography and then they okay, so you can see if you click, you can see some of the trending topics that people are searching. So let's say we are searching for some images for virtual assistant. Maybe we are creating a website for virtual assistant agency or services. So you can see they have given here some of the images that we can use. So you can actually download and just use some of these images on your website. That's if you don't have your own images, because it's costly to actually come up with content. You see, like to find a photographer to come and then do like photography for you, it can be expensive, like professional photography. So whichever topic you can search here and you can get images. That's pixel.com. You can also do Unsplash. Unsplash.com. And there are many others. So let's say maybe we search here web design. So you can see, you can get here whichever topic. So this is just an example. So here for visual. So you can collect all the images that you want. You can collect all the images that you want. You can download these images and then you can put them like in a folder. And this folder, you can upload it on Google Drive, you can upload it on Dropbox, and then you can share with your client. And so some of these images, they are very huge. And if they are very huge, it means the website will be taking so long to load. Like the loading time of the website will be taking so much time to load. And that will affect your website speed. So some images, they need to be optimized. You can optimize it online. Like if you just search image optimizer, free. You can see you have here. So let me get an image here. Let me get this one. I've downloaded it. So I come here. I upload the image. This is the image. That's the image. And then you can see they have given, you can, if you want to adjust the width and the height, you can do that. You can change the quality if you want high quality, normal, and all that. And then you can just click optimize. It is going to optimize the image for you. And so once it has optimized the image, you can see initially the image was 2611 KB. Now it has reduced to only 451 KB. So you can see this image is small, but it is still with the same quality. So you can use some of those to optimize those images before you can use them to reduce unloading time. So once you have all this, now you can work on your website. You can now actually create the website. So you can do the website from scratch. If you do the website from scratch, you need to know HTML, you need to know CSS, and you need to know JavaScript. That's if you're doing it from scratch, you need to know this. So HTML gives it the framework. Like if we check this website here, you can see here, this is the HTML. So this is how it looks like. So this is the HTML. So that's if you are creating it from, you want to create a website from scratch, you need to know this. That's the HTML. And then you can see within, you have this is JavaScript down here. From here, this is JavaScript. So all this is JavaScript. All this down here is JavaScript up to here. And then you have this is the CSS or cascading style sheet. You can see when I hover, you can see over here. Yeah, so if you are doing from scratch, you need to know HTML, you need to know CSS, and you need to know JavaScript. But you really don't need to know all this, because you can use what is known as content management system. And they vary. We have like WordPress, we have Joomla, we have Shopify, we have Wix, we have Magento, we have Kingstar. There are just so many of them. We have Drupal. So you really don't need to know like how to create a website from scratch. You can use some of these tools or content management software. The most common one is WordPress. So when you want to design a website, you need what is known as a web host. Okay. So there are different kinds of a web host. So like a web host, you can compare it to a physical office. So when we were growing up, when you wanted to buy something, most definitely you had to go like to a shop. If you needed certain services from the government, you had to walk to some government office. But today, you really don't need to go to a physical office. You can access most of the services from a website online. And so the website, it acts like the traditional office. So it needs a place where it is hosted. So there are different types of web hosting. Like you can see this guy hosts in Kenya. They do from 450 Kenya shillings. This one is usually free most times. That's why it's called free web hosting. And then you have like Namecheap, you have Hostinger, and so there are many. So with that, once you go to a web host like this one, let me use ours. Let's go Billion. This one, Billion Hosting. So this ours. So you can host your website with us. So you can see they have given different packages. There are different packages here. So whichever you want, you can just click maybe add to cart like that. And so it leads you. The first step is to get a domain. So you can come here, say maderakenya.com. But you can change if you want it to be .net, .org, .biz, .me, all that. Then you can check availability of this. If it is available, you can see it is available. So you can see Madera, Kenya. Then you can click continue. So this is just part of registration. You can see they have given here some details. You'll have 20 GB storage and all that. And then you have here a summary of what you are to pay. So this is monthly. So you can click continue. You can see you have an option here, a registration period for 1 year, and then you can add other things like SSL certificate. SSL, it gives you this padlock, but still it is required every hosting to give their people who are hosting with them this SSL certificate for free. So, but you can click some to just add more protection to your website, and all this you can add them. So maybe you are doing a website for someone, they don't know how to register for a domain. Okay, so you can change this domain. Maybe you want it maybe to be registered for 2 years. You can edit this. Instead of being billed monthly, you can do it annually. And then if you have a promo code, you can just enter it here. Then you can proceed. Now you enter your details here. You put your information here, including your card, and then you complete the order. So once you complete the order, you'll receive an email, and then your email will take you maybe to something called the cPanel. So cPanel is something like this. So you can just log in. You have the login details. You can log in. So cPanels, they vary from different host to different host. They won't look the same. So the way this one is looking like, it isn't the same way it looks maybe in Hostinger or in a different host. So you can see there are different things like emails. So most companies, they give their employees a unique email. So you get like your name, and then it has an extension of the company you're working for. So that one is usually done in here. They can create those emails here, and then they can do forwarding and all that. And then they have other things. So I'll just scroll until where we have the website. So you can see here, I can create websites with any of these. So for me, I'll create maybe with WordPress, like that. And so once I click, you can see it has brought me in here. And then I'll scroll to here, like that. You can see it has also still redirected me. So if you haven't installed, you can actually install, you can scan it and all that. Okay, so I'm just going to log in like that. So it will log me into what is known as the dashboard. So the WordPress dashboard. So now from the WordPress dashboard here, there are many things that I can do. So one, you can come here, this is WordPress. You can come to appearance and then you can go to themes. So based on the industry that you're searching for, there are so many kinds of themes that you can get. So you can see, like for this one, I'm using this theme. It is called Gutenberg. And then you can see it has all this. So you can always search. You can click add and then you can search. You can search here for the kind of a theme you want. So a theme is just the way your website is going to look like. Okay. So that's about the theme. So once you have done the theme, you can actually come theme, then customize, or you can go to the theme that you have activated and you can also click on the same. So you can go to the specific theme. Like here, this is the theme I've selected. You can just click on customize. You can change to a different by activating the one you want. So when I click customize, you can see it brings up like a window, a small window that I can do some adjustments on. You can see there's this like a small window here. And you can see I can do like site identity where I can add the logo. And then you can see like this small thing here, site icon, the one that appears at the top here. I can also add it there. You can go back. You can change like the background color of your website for the theme. You can add a background image. You can do the menu like this that displays up here. This is the menu. So you can actually do it here. You can add the pages you want to add. You can remove the ones you want to remove. If you want the menu to also appear on the footer is what we have at the bottom here. This is the footer down here. This is the footer. So if you want your menu to also appear on the footer, you can actually turn it on here. But themes, they vary. So some themes, they might not have that. Then you have widgets. Widgets are usually like on the sides of a website. So for this website, it doesn't have any widgets because I didn't turn them on. And then you have home settings. So home settings is you select a page that you want to appear on the home page. So when you click here, you see you can select the ones you want on the home page. If you do like blogging, you can select here the page that you want for the blog and all that. And then if you want, you have maybe additional CSS. CSS is additional maybe styling that you want to add on your website. You can put the code here. Okay. So other than that, you can actually use page builders. And so there are different types of page builders. So you can come here where we have plugins and you can add new plugin or you can check installed plugins. So plugins, they're usually like softwares that assist with your website, like to make it more interactive or to enable it to have certain features that are not easy to be accessed So you need plugins to enable you to have like those features on your website. So you can see like we have here some plugins like for donations, for links, for chat on the website. You can see there's a chat here at the bottom here that when you click, it can direct you to WhatsApp. So you have that, that's a plugin. Then you have this Elementor. This is a page builder. So like when I'm here, I can actually use Elementor to work on this website just from here. So it enables to do like drag and drop kind of thing. And then you have Elementor for headline and footer, then essential add-ons. So any plugin that you don't need, you can always deactivate it or uninstall it. Okay. So that's a little bit about web design. I don't know if there's any questions. Okay, so now you have that. Now you have developed your website. So the next thing is testing. Testing, you can give the client to do some testing on it, like to interact with it, to see that every component works. Like if they submit a form, does it submit to their website? If they maybe buy an item, are they able to proceed and make the payment? So does the website work? Does it function? Okay, so you're testing on functionality, you're checking the design, you're checking on everything if it really looks great. Okay, so once the client confirms that it is good, the next thing is you launch it. You launch your website. Okay, so that's a bit about web design. So all these steps, we have gone through them in details. We have done a detail of the same. So I'm just going to Canva. And the task that you people are to do is to come up with a portfolio. So you can have a portfolio that can list some of your skills. So I can suggest you can use Wix. That's if you want to use like a web builder. You can use Wix. Wix, you will use it free. You'll just register and then you can create like a portfolio of yours for free with Wix. So you can use Wix. It's for free. It's totally free. You can see when they have option here, portfolio. You can create your portfolio there. So, oh, I didn't know. Huh. Let's see. I didn't know I have an account. Yeah, I don't. Yeah, so you can sign up and yeah. You can use Wix to create a portfolio. So what you can do is you can check, you can use this site, you can use Pinterest. So you can search Pinterest if you have a Pinterest account. And you can use Dribble. I think it's dribble.com. So here at Pinterest, I can just come here and I can do portfolio. Can do portfolio. You can see portfolio design layout, portfolio website. So I want a portfolio website design. So you can see they are giving me here some samples. You can just click and check them. You can see, and you can actually go and be more specific. What kind of portfolio are you looking for? So this one, they just give you an idea of how a portfolio should look like. Okay, so this is on Pinterest. And then you can go to Dribble. It doesn't open. Dribble login. Dribble. Yeah, here. This one. Mhm. Okay, so here I'm at Dribble. It has a triple B. So you can come here and you can search portfolio website or portfolio design, whichever you want to look for. And then you can just have an idea of how you can see they have several examples here. So you can actually go in and you can check some of them. You can check some of them for ideas and all that. So you can have inspiration from some of these, some of their work here. You can see like this one here. So this kind of portfolio. So other than Dribble and Pinterest, you can also just go to Google. Just go to Google and you search portfolio websites. They'll bring some examples. You can see like this one. This one enables you to create a portfolio website. But this one, they have 18 base portfolio website examples for inspiration. So you can gain inspiration from them. Then you see here they have 19. So let's use these ones and see some of them. So you can see this, the first one is called Yasio. You can preview it. That's just to see how it looks like. Just to have an idea. Okay, so you can see this an example of a portfolio. Hi, my name is, I design and develop websites. And then you can see they have some more information. So that's an example. One, then you have this one, Stephen May, whatever. Then you have this one, Taib. You can just preview them. I have this one here. So you can just search. Then you can see. It doesn't have to be complicated like this one. It can just be something very simple. You can visit specific people that you know, like celebrities, and you can check their websites. So you can see this an example. They have a portfolio. So let me go to LinkedIn. So yeah, people want to see. Let me see. Let me see if this guy has portfolio. This one doesn't have. Let me just scroll and see if I can get someone that has a portfolio website. Nope. Yeah, this one. Let's see. This one. Let's see. I'm just searching to see. So these are some of the ways you can get inspiration. Like inspiration is just an idea. So let me see if this is. Yeah, this one is perfect. This one, she has her own. You can see, let's just go to Mary Benumolo, whatever. Let me see if this will get me there. Perfect. So this one, this is her portfolio. Yeah, even this is YouTube. Yeah, so you can see this is an example of a portfolio for this lady. She has her own portfolio here. You can see my name. I am a mental health. Then you can book her. So if maybe whichever platform you're using to create your portfolio doesn't allow you maybe to add a call to action, you can always put your email here. You can see she has here like her logo. So you can also come up like with your own logo. And then the good thing with this is anytime maybe someone needs information about you, you can always send it to them. You can see she has a form you can fill. And then you can give her a call, you can email her. See? Yeah, so this is a perfect example of a portfolio website, but it's taking long to load. This is another, you can see, but this is more of a company website. You can see what they do. They do web design, logo, branding. So you can just focus on focus on more of portfolio. You can go through, if you're LinkedIn, you can go in and you can check some of prominent people and you can see some of their, like some of their portfolios. So in case you don't have like a professional picture, like right now, you should be able to use some of the tools to make some changes, like to do some designs and to perfect maybe your images. So you can get an image and then you can use tools to place yourself anywhere you want. It can be in a bookshop so that it looks professional and all that. You can see, you can do just something almost similar. So it doesn't have to be similar, but you can get an idea from this. Okay. Okay, so I have opened here Canva. So I've said you can use Wix. You can even use WordPress to come up with your portfolio. So that's the task you'll be doing. Or you can also use Canva. Unfortunately for Canva, like they don't allow you to add like maybe how can I say it? They don't have like that option where you can add like a button. So you can see they have the option for portfolio. I can click on that. So because we are out of time, I'm not really going to create it. So you can just come here and I can name it. And also portfolio. Okay. So since we don't have time, I'm not going to do the creating from scratch. I'm just going to add like a template here. Let me see. Yeah. Perfect. So you can see like this like maybe a portfolio. So welcome to my whatever portfolio, your name. You don't have to be something same. You can see you have your information here, your education, some of your work, like you've been doing design. So when you talk about graphic design, you can just add some of your images here. If you have worked for clients before, you can add them here. Then you can add more things here, more of your work. Then your details, like where you stay, your email, your phone number. Yeah. And so anytime maybe there's a job, you can always just come here on share. And then this option, don't click here. Use this public view link. So people can view, but they can't make changes to your portfolio. So you can always share that link. So let me go to incognito. So when you share with someone, maybe that portfolio, so this is what they're going to see. You can see your details, and then they can scroll. You can see it looks just like a website. So maybe you can add your image here if you want. You can see. Yeah, and just like that. So you have a portfolio that you can share with people with some of the skills that you offer. So you have an option. You can use Wix. You can use any other platform. If you search for free portfolio builders, it will give you so many options. You can use them. You can use Canva. Yeah. So that's the task that we are going to work on. I don't know, is there any questions? Any questions? Okay. If there's no any question.